was ready to, but...
Welcome back to the PGL broadcast of the Counter-Strike Asian Championships. We are here in Shanghai, China. It is awesome to be here. It's my first time in China. Is it your first time in China?
Yes.
Nice. I haven't learned any words yet. I know ni hao, which is hello.
Yes, yeah. Means thank you.
Yeah, I need to...
It actually just means thanks.
I'm not even going to try and say that yet, but I do want to learn that at some point because it would be nice to be polite. But I do know, like, if you give someone something, you give them with 2 hands, and they give you things with 2 hands. So, like that, because I buy tea in shops in London, which have buses full of Chinese tourists come and buy stuff, and they always give them things with 2 hands. So I know that much. Anyway, we have Heroic and EnVy coming up on Mirage, and it looks like Heroic are going to be starting on the CT side, if I am not mistaken. Now, walking through to the green room in the break, bumped into EnVy, and they are in very good spirits. They all are very happy and jolly and having a great time together. Heroic weren't like sad or annoyed by any time. They just had a huddle, discussed what they need to focus on for Mirage. They're confident going into Mirage, I'll tell you that much. We'll see, though, if they can take it to a 3rd map. What are your thoughts, Dan?
Well, Mirage was typically a great map for Heroic, again, back in the Yugi days, but we're not really in the Yugi days anymore, so I don't know. I don't necessarily think I can... No, I'm still going to lean towards EnVyUs here. I'm still feeling EnVyUs. I mean, as you say, like, they are in good spirits. They're playing with a lot of freedom. They're having fun in the game. It does feel like, Heroic obviously just have Rubino stuck in there, and he's very new to the team. I think it's going to be very tough for them. But they do get to start CT side, and we'll see already EnVyUs just going, well, actually splitting up a little bit. Okay, so it's just going to be an A split. We've got the bomb on A pit, and they'll be going for a smoke on the catwalk, and it looks like they do want to go for a split. But Nico will get some information, and no kills. That's bad.
Yeah, that's too much information. Can't hold the data on his floppy disk. 3 players, 2 players now, top mid, Sixer getting annihilated. Scream's in the ramp position with the P250 and the bomb. XMS has been taken out. Now the bomb's been spotted on the radar. Freiburg rotating. Haji and Kishima, though, could make a play towards the B bomb site, perhaps. And Scream hasn't committed to A, so he could still rotate, but they have no idea what the situation is on B. They know that they've shown the bomb on A, so there is a gamble to maybe be made. Haji's made his way into the ladder room, but he's just holding passively. And now Scream's going to Palace, so it seems that A will still be the play. Kishima fearful of a potential flank. There will be none, but now they've slowed things down. Freiburg is moving back towards the B-bomb site.
It's kind of scary that you have Scream, who's the guy who has the bomb in Palace, because if he gets picked before he gets out, with the amount of time that's left, it's going to become so hard to win the round. He will get a free one there. That will start off the action. Unfortunately for him, the vent, obviously, like shooting through the vent, that's going to absorb the first shot, and that makes it really hard for him to win the fight. Now it's a 2v4. Scream and Kiyashima going onto the A site. It's going to be next to impossible to plant, I think, as the CTs have so many numbers, and like, where can you plant safely? And time's running out. They're going to make the frags. That's a great pick off from Kiyashima. Still more to be done, though. He's holding the front side of the site, and because of that, Scream will be able to plant with him. And this could work out still. Scream gets 2.
Wow. S-Tag now facing a double peek, but he manages to tag Scream as he falls off. He just requires a headshot, but he has 8 HP, and Scream only delivers headshots. The P250 coming in handy. A 3K for Scream. That looks so awkward, so difficult for EnVy, but it is a pistol round, and there is always a chance.
Yeah, I love the P250 so much. It feels like when you're shooting a Glock, it feels very unreliable. With the P250, if you aim it and take your time, it really feels like you get rewarded. And you can see Scream, like, really, of course, just... I mean, we know him to have that incredible accuracy, and that's what he's delivering here. And EnVyUs now get to play the actually, they're not forcing up entirely, saving some money. And we'll see the scout on S-Tag, but everybody else, like Deagles.
The anti-calculated force buy.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, you can't hold that angle, sir.
Yeah, you don't expect that, do you?
Yeah, not against a sniper, but how could he know? How many kills were there for the CT side in there? So 3 people got 1 kill, which means that almost definitely there'll be a scout somewhere. So hopefully Haji has learned his lesson. Scream, doing Scream things. And there was a big stack in the B bomb site from the CT side after that initial kill, but now they will be forced to spread out somewhat more. Yeah. S-Tag slowly walking towards A.
It's good that they take middle now, because EnVyUs could just decide to run into a bomb site, but by taking middle, they can get more opportunities to get a kill as they move together. And obviously the scout is a bit scary when you're moving in mid, but you can't be too scared of it at the same time. As long as you're gaining ground and as long as you have good spacing together, things will be good. And that's a beautiful timing for XMS. Does catch Rubino as the scout does do some work and finds Kiyoshima. So 3v3 here, 40 seconds to get the bomb planted. They need to hit a site, and Scream has worked his way all the way back through the B apps to get onto B.
XMS moving through the crawl space. Could have held an off angle, but I don't know where he thought the CTs might have been. Could have come through jungle as well, maybe. But here we are, S-Tag and Nico. There's a gap in the smoke, but got to be careful. His gun doesn't concede his position. The bomb is getting planted. Scream with the touch, and the burst, and the round. 2-0, and the crowd are loving that.
EnVyUs definitely loving it as well. I mean, again, it's just, you know, we talked about this, you know, on the desk and previously, you know, Scream's just having so much of a more enjoyable time so far. And he was one of the players that was, you know, complaining a lot. And I know that, you know, some people have put into question his motivation here or there. And it's not too surprising in some of the situations, you know, he's been in. And of course, you know, we're seeing some great spots here for him. And he's delivering pretty nicely at the beginning of Mirage. And if this continues, this might get a bit scary. Heroic need to break this momentum that EnVyUs are generating.
This must be so awesome for Sixer. As an experience, the Chinese crowd behind him and his team. And great for the crowd as well that they get to see this exhibition of one-taps from Sixer. I mean, from Scream, excuse me. So let's see how this continues. Another headshot from Scream. 3-0 to Envy, so it's time for that buy from Heroic.
Ooh, let's see. So the HUD was stuck.
Let's see what they have to kick things off. Not opting for a sniper rifle straight away. Going for M4s and much more utility instead. So that does make me wonder if they have a specific play in mind for this run, if we're going to see some early aggression perhaps. It will be only S-Tag going towards the window. Nico and Modi. There was an early flashbang from Envy, which stops Nico and Modi from having any forward positions on the A site. Both playing from CT. Now Nico's rotating towards the crawl space, towards jungle perhaps. So maybe fearful of a fast A play. And they're not wrong. Hadji and XMS charging out. There's some spray from Nico through the smoke, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, pretty strong spray as well. Kiyoshima. Man, the Mac-10 looks so good sometimes. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Jumping Mac-10. Oh dear, 2 players left for Heroic. The momentum absolutely not broken of EnVyUs just yet. 3 players remaining on the bomb site. Freiburg is starting to lay into them though, and with Kiyoshima as weak as he is, there's a good opportunities. He's going to be collecting that superior weapon. He's got the M4 now, but how does he do this? This might actually be a position where it could work out if he gets the right spray. And he's going to be lining it up. Oh, it's fantastic! If he wants to try to take any open aim battles, he would go down straight away. But this
oh my God,
is absolutely perfect. You couldn't ask for a better scenario for 8 HP sitting on catwalk. Man, Kiyoshima can barely believe it.
To think he was considering smoking it off himself. They did it for him and better than he could have from his angle. Those are 2 great frags though. He already had the line up for the first one, but the second one, you see, he completely reset the situation, but just had that game sense, that experience to put the spray. That's got to be so frustrating. Great play from Kiyoshima. Nice to see him playing around connector. I still remember back on FaZe Clan, those fast runs through that mid position, always in connector really quickly. Vintage Kiyoshima here for Envy on Mirage. So far, so good. And again, well, that's some good damage actually, so we'll come back to the rest later. Scream and Hadji taking meat shots in mid. There will be a passing of the ships. Rubino will have no idea, but who will this favor? Seems it will favor Hadji. That leaves Nico alone in a 1 versus 4. There is damage to be done, but there are no players near him, save for Hadji, who's creeping out. Now, the bomb is heading towards the B bomb site, it seems, so if he can pick up this AK from Hadji before the T's get into position, things could get weird. But it seems Sixer and XMS will make it there in time.
10 collected. Not really the upgrade you want.
Not quite that Beyonce upgrade. More of a Rosette.
I don't know, mate, what you go. That's just, all right. Not sure. But I hope someone got it. Hope that was valuable for someone out there.
You know me. My references are off at a 2%.
This is a really bad start for Heroic, though. I mean, one of the scariest things is if you... That Kiyoshima round, for example, there was a few spots where Heroic could win that round, but then this really awful situation happens and they lose it. And then if you look at the fact that Scream is having a really good game and the confidence is just building and building and building for EnVyUs on that T side of Mirage. I mean, it's the beauty of Counter-Strike is that things can flip just immediately, but at the same time, what we're seeing so far, the narrative is really biased towards EnVyUs, I would say, as we'll finally get an AWP out onto S-Tag. So this could be the difference, and I'm sure Heroic aren't going to be too worried just yet. But EnVyUs looking really nice. I'm actually liking. It really feels like everyone in EnVyUs is playing better than they normally do as well. When we see them with the normal lineup.
They've got a big crowd cheering for them, which has surely got to be a great boost. They're already in good spirits, which is really good to see, especially with how much difficult history we've seen of Envy of late. Kiyoshima continuing to be a problem in that middle position. He had his cross in the right place, but friberg will be quicker on the trigger finger on this occasion. Executes coming into the A side, Modi trying to find something, but he can't stay up here for too long. Running out of bullets as well, having to drop off. friberg doesn't get that one, but Rubino could be a nasty surprise coming in from the stairs. Not too far behind friberg.
Okay, looking good to get some info with the boost. That's a good frag. 2 players left here. This indeed could be the round that Heroic need. But the problem is for them is that even if they win it, the money is decent for EnVyUs. And if Heroic lose, 2 more players in the effort, it's going to look really bad for them to try to recover. They may just get reset. So they've got to find a way to win this cleanly from this point. And there's 45 seconds for EnVyUs to figure things out. And Hadji has the bomb. He's got such low HP.
I can only guess that Scream is going to fake A on his own, and then Hadji is going to try and make a play towards the B bomb site. Or he's going to make a fake with a Molotov and then run towards B. Okay. But they've got such little time on the clock that Modi hears this all day. So I really feel like, yeah, I mean, Scream is so far away. I think he has to die on his sword on the A bomb site. We've seen funky rotations before from T's with only 2 players left. I think there was a really cool one from, I think it was Kenny S and Shox, I want to say, on overpass where 1 player rotated and left a guy with the bomb outside Monster. I think you have to die and gamble in that situation. Frag out or die. Yeah. And either way, the B. If you get 1 kill, I think you have an open B bomb site. Yeah,
I think so. I agree as well. I think it's a bit of an optimistic ask. I mean, if you look at it, if you would replay that demo, look at it on the minimap, you can see it just doesn't work the way that they did it.
Whatever you do, you have to take a risk. So take the risk.
And it may have worked if there was 2 players left for Heroic, but because there was 3, it just becomes very unlikely, unfortunately. And Scream's the best man as well to get those frags too, like when he walks in there. So it's a shame, but it's okay. I mean, again, 2 players survive for Heroic. Their money's really bad. If EnVyUs win this round, then Heroic are in a horrible situation. It's a catastrophe, and it may be unrecoverable potentially. We'll have to see, but first, EnVyUs need to find a way to develop map control and to work onto a bomb site. And they're very spread out at the moment, waiting for picks. Sixer will not be awarded anything just yet from Palace. We get some light pressure there from Envy. That may draw out some nades from the B bomb site, but limited pressure from Envy so far. And much like the last map, Heroic playing very passively.
2 smokes in B apps at the moment. And again, okay, there's 45 seconds left. Kiyoshima's going to have to rotate the bomb because the bomb's still in T-spawn. He's going to collect that now. Hadji, he hasn't spotted Rubino in the ladder position. Rubino knows that means 1 more player is close to connector. Nika will pick him off, so there's no more split allowed for Envy. 27 seconds for these 3 players to make their way in. And looks like it's time for Heroic to start to make a comeback into this game of Mirage. 19 seconds as they start to clear out the site, but Heroic are playing retake. They're playing from the back. They've got the angles. They've got the lines. There are no smokes here on CT, but Sixers has a smoke in the hole. 10 seconds. How do you get this bomb down? Modi still in CT, looking over the box, but he can't quite land the mark. So maybe Sixer can at least do some more damage. There's no way he saves the weapon here. He's trapped on the site. He's got to use that smoke while he can. Misses the first shot, and only one pick here for Heroic.
That's pretty much the perfect way that could have gone for EnVyUs. And the thing about EnVyUs' position...
For EnVyUs or Heroic?
For Heroic, yeah, sorry. And for EnVyUs, the thing about their position as well is that, you know, they get the bomb plant and that's great and everything, but yeah, I think they would have done really well to find a way to get more kills. But you know, you can never plan it per se in that way.
The fake is very rudimentary though. Throw a grenade or two into the B bomb site. You've got 5 players alive, but that's all of the presence there. So it's not really enough to pull a rotation, to pull people out of position, I don't think, for Heroic. See what Nico is up to in the lower position. Rubino on the upper position. They're trying to cross. He misses the first shot, losing half his life as well, but he is alive at the very least. And now Nico activated around that smoke, catches the bomb in the middle of no man's land, and there's no one there to trade.
Does Rubino have any idea about Sixer though? He must hear him now. Wait, oh my god.
Where does Sixer think that jumping was? Or did
okay, both players, no idea what just happened. They'll never see Sixer coming. This is a completely free kill.
Look towards short.
This is very well done by Sixer. Perfectly played. How did that happen though? That should never happen. Wow.
The bomb is not there. They've got entries on B, but the bomb's still in the middle of mid. And now, I don't know if they would have seen or heard Hadji on a def cam, but they know at least one of these 2 players is here. And now Heroic can have a stronghold. But there is time to do this. There is time and there are AKs. And that's not a bad combination.
Oh my god, no one's looking. No one's covering for this. Oh no, that's such a disaster. There was no cover for that position. And now there's time to get towards the A side or the B side, whatever they want. S-Tag has to clutch this at this point, and this is going to be very tough for him.
What was Nico looking at then? If he's under the window...
Oh wow, maybe he finds a way to save this round. 10 seconds. What does Hadji do in this position? He doesn't necessarily have time to find the bomb. Oh my god, S-Tag, what a great clutch. This has got to be one of the most bizarre rounds, just because
I just realized that all happened in one round.
Yeah. Because like the weird thing about that, you have like 3 players basically in the window position. How is no one like? And you know that they were on B, so you got to be worried about that, surely. Got to be worried about that.
Yeah, I feel like
because they have to come back to mid to get the bomb. So
yeah, I don't understand what Nico's job was in that if he's not looking at anything underneath the crawl space. But there we are. Envy now on pistols. And 2 AK-47s, Kishima salvaging the one that Sixer had. 2 smoke grenades on short, which can often... There are 3 in mid in total, but never mind that. There is a push onto the A-ramp as well. Smokes all over the place, and XMS charging through them, getting traded from the short position. And I don't know what Hadji was trying to trade with, but he did not really have the range for that fight.
CZ.
4 versus 2. Kishima in the chair position. Screamer has to collect the bomb. There are 2 CTs in CT. 1:15 on the clock, however. And there are still, again, those AKs. A gamble plant from Scream. And he lands it. He's got to focus on CT now, and Kishima needs to try and get something working. Scream taken out, and Kishima back to a similar position. Great peek from him. The smoke is down. Didn't stop him last time. Look where his crosshair is. He's got 2 smokes, but he's ready for it. He looks like he is. Can he control the spray? He's blind. He's still got his crosshair in the right place, down to the CZ. And this time they get their revenge.
And what I don't understand though is why Hadji is trying to take a fight against someone at max range with the CZ when he can just get position instead. That's a really big problem, because if you shut down, because he could have shut down jungle completely and window completely if he just pushes forwards, but he tries to go for that trade. And if he, I mean, it's the whole what if thing, you know, and so on and so forth. But still, like, I feel like you never want to take such an incredibly unfavorable fight.
The only thing that makes sense to me is if the player who was dueling thought he had tagged them a lot, and he was low.
Yeah.
He wasn't, but they may have thought he was.
I suppose that could have been the comms. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
He's lit. He's lit. He's got like actually 100 HP or something.
Yeah. NA comms.
The classic.
Hashtag Sean Gers. Minute 25 on the clock. EnVy with a slow approach with 5 AKs and limited grenades in this round. Rubino and Nico with a very aggressive position towards the A site. Interesting from S-Tag. That smoke actually might suggest that there isn't an AWP in the apartments. You might expect a rifler with an off angle, but also it might be because he has no cover whatsoever on short. Heroic seem to have an inkling that it's going to be A. They have 4 players on A, no one watching mid, no one watching short. S-Tag with 2 jobs to do with the AWP. They better hope this works out for them.
Very limited grenades for EnVyUs. That's not a good look. But will they find a way anyway? They might do. They've got some good positions here. It's a pretty decent smoke there from Hadji trying to block off jungle. Open up the approach from Connector, but these close kills are super important into the bomb site. Oh, Ryback way forward around the side of the smoke. They can't quite find him, and that could just be all the damage that's required here. Completely screw this take-up, and it's not really anything that Kiyashima can do. He'll get eliminated. And that's an equalized scoreline. 5-5. Heroic have recovered nicely, and EnVyUs have started to really struggle. And we've seen a lot of really weird rounds in the last few rounds, I got to say.
That was a super hard read from Heroic. I don't know what the clue was there, but they knew EnVy were going to the A bomb site. I was going to say, that's a really cool rotating box. Oh, nice. That's a nice,
oh, that's a cool shot.
Nice throwback.
Yeah.
Props to PGL. Always attention to detail. Got their boys in the Matrix, their boys and girls. So I have to say thank you to PGL. They gave me Romanian cheese in tree bark when I was last in Romania. Called, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's called Branza Burduf in Kawaja de Brad. It was amazing, and I was very humbled by that. So cheers. Cheers to you, PGL. Thanks to you, buddies. EnVy on Eco now with a butcher buy looking for the meat shots here on Heroic. 5 Desert Eagles, and you've got a pop flash perhaps for Hadji. 3 players moving through the B apartments at the moment. Screaming Palace and 6 are in top mid.
I'll burn away. No one really spotted as of yet, though. And Heroic already beginning to stabilize. Their money is in a not the greatest place just yet, and they just need to make sure they don't get fully wrecked by Scream's
fully
Deagle,
wrecked.
because Scream's Deagle obviously is a bit scary, and he's been feeling it so far today. Kiyashima as well, perhaps being teased with a potential headshot with that Deagle. And EnVyUs have been given middle, and that's fair enough. What Heroic want to do is funnel them through choke points where really the Deagles will suffer the most. Deagle's great in picking battles, but if you force them to move through choke points and force them to move and shoot, then they suck. And there it is. Scream is going to start the action off. Perhaps there was a peek. That was the last peek for Nico this round. Oh my god, hello.
Okay, now we've got problems, but Modi is a problem solver, especially for Heroic, and he's in CT, but Hadji's made his way through the crawl space. He's in CT spawn. Does he go A? Does he go B? He's currently looking for a rotation, and Kiyashima thinks that no one is here, but he's in for a nasty surprise. That is some info for Hadji, though. And now 6 and XMS will rotate through towards the B-bomb site. And Modi's fallen all the way back to CT spawn, and he has not seen Hadji. And Freiberg is below the van. But EnVy are running too quickly, but they're not against the clock. That's a great crouch pick from Hadji. He needs to hold down the short position as the bomb gets planted. The Molotov is down, and XMS is getting absolutely roasted. Rotisserie chicken finished off by Modi, leaving Rubino now on the short position after getting traded by Hadji. Double peek is in, the crouch peek again from Hadji, and the master play will steal around for EnVy.
Scream's opening pick, really nice way to start things off. I think, I've got a feeling that it was just the first peek from a player just like looking in connector, saying, okay, what the hell's going on? And I think his head just got blown off immediately. So really nice for Scream to just nail that straight away, because that affected the rotations. Because what happened after that was then you get a player jumping on ticket booth, and then Kiyashima's standing in A pit. He runs up A pit, sees a guy scoped, looking into connector. Well, that's an easy frag on a static player with Frilid Eagle. That's 2 players dead. All of a sudden, it's a rotation nightmare. So you can really see how getting a pick on the connector guy can cause a huge amount of issues for a CT side. And speaking of Kiyoshima,
that's Swedish flag.
We've got some info on him here. Kiyoshima originates from the Counter-Strike 1.6 background, in which he made his first international appearance at 17. Oh,
1 and 7 is 17.
During SWC 2011. I thought it was going to say not his age, but like the tournament. And so I was like, wait, 2017?
You just read the words, and then it makes sense. That's how it works, Dan.
Well, we got that. And Kiyoshima has incredibly good English. He's been living in the UK for a very long time. His English is amazing.
He's taken one of our women, Dan.
Yeah, he has.
2 sniper rifles for Heroic, Modi and S-Tag. S-Tag will be holding B, and he might be left alone here once again. Freiberg moving towards a short position. Is he brave enough to walk up mid, perhaps? It would be quite risky with only a pistol. And we see S-Tag forced away from his initial position. But this could be a good one. Avoids a second flashbang, but there is a third one. Really nice play from EnVy, and that's just to take map control.
Ooh, that's nice.
They are selling a big fake this time. Nico out of position, but S-Tag still gets the first pick. Rubino picked off. Nico trying to rotate around the jungle position. Modi picked off in CT. Very long reload for Nico, but he still manages to get some damage before getting taken out. And now it might be about saving this AWP unless S-Tag can get a pick through connector.
It's going to be pretty difficult to get in. Freiberg's going to have all sorts of difficulties there. Is there anyone watching for this? Like, it looks like there is not. So they can both come in from jungle, but what is the setup like here for EnVyUs? They do have a man on the stairs. S-Tag, oh, they line up for Kiyoshima. Can't ask for an easier spot than that. And 7 rounds go to EnVyUs. And Heroic's money is down the toilets.
It's in the bin. The AWP barrel conceded the position of the 2 players in jungle, ultimately. And down they went. The score is close, though. Heroic with 5 rounds on the board. Could be worse. So it is not disaster territory just yet. EnVy taking the momentum from the previous map into Mirage. That was a much better fake from them than what we saw last time, I must say. Markedly improved. Haji in the middle position while the rest of his team focus on the A side. Nico good for 1 kill, but they've only got USPs. They've got plastic hammers versus a chainsaw of EnVy. They still, though, get 2 kills with those plastic hammers. Fisher-Price moving up in the world.
It's 8-5. EnVyUs looking pretty strong now. And we've got Kiyoshima on 17 for 9 at the moment. He's having quite the game. 133.8 ADR. And you've got Scream up there as well, 120. Well, actually, Kiyoshima's on 144 after that last round. That's pretty nuts. That's pretty impressive.
Beautiful.
That is a strong performance.
It is stellar.
Very interesting. But Sixer and Haji both around 50. So basically, it's Scream and Kiyoshima doing all of the lifting right now. All of it.
Trade through the smoke. And there are 2 CTs in control of mid, but the other 4 are in the A side. The only person who can defend this is Modi, stuck in connector. And they could force him out. There are grenades here for the EnVy side. Rubino's on a fast flank, but Six is about to meet him with his knife out. Oh, that's awkward. Taken out. Now there's a flank which pulls Scream away, which means there are only 2 players to defend on the side.
Yeah, and you've got the 2 guys having a hot game, Kiyoshima and Scream. What can they do? They have XMS for the assist. And they've got decent positions, kind of the ones you expect. Just been very worried about that flank. XMS trying to defend as they start to spill over from the stairs position. Kiyoshima goes to the peak, gets himself the first one. Now XMS, it's his turn to step up to the plate, but he'll be dropped just as quickly as the CTs enter the site. Now Scream alone on the pits. Kiyoshima alone on CT. Frag able to isolate them. Full health, but no time. Scream going in for some additional damage, looking to perhaps intercept him, but they've done a job. They've done the job, that is. Done a job. They've done the job in defending the bomb site. So 9-5. EnVyUs still having quite a strong performance.
Scream taking a detour at the end there. Wanted to hunt Freiberg through the crawl space, but thought he might lose his all his items to the bomb. Again, Envy. This time with 3 AWPs to kick things off. I'm sure there will be rifles on the floor this time. I think it might have been last, and I'm not 100% sure. Wasn't keeping an eye on things, but there's the first pick taken by Scream. Won't make anything of it, and let's see if he picks up an AK-47. Indeed, he does. Fair enough. Maybe inspired by Dust 2 coming back into the map for all these sniper rifles. So they've seen one towards 8, they've seen one towards B. Kishima and 6 are likely to continue with their sniper rifles. Meanwhile, we've got Heroic with a scout.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Who was it yesterday we saw just beasting with? Oh, it was Excurate, wasn't it?
Simple.
Excurate. He was beasting with a scout. Ooh, hello. Bit of a trade going on there in the apartments. Pause in there for some reason. 4v4. Great position for the DT side, especially in a spot where the CTs don't have too much utility. Ooh, Haji gets another entry onto the B-bomb side. That's the big problem. How does that impact the rotations here for Heroic? Things can start to get a little bit desperate. Nico in a great position, though. Will they spot this? He could be good for the double. If he does, that could turn the round around. Oh, he does go for the peak ball. The trade comes in, though. Very responsible start from XMS.
Yeah, that is a blind spot Nico is playing. Good spot to try and knife people from. You can see them run past if you're staring at the floor. Rubino alone on the B-bomb site, but XMS has a long rotation, so there is time for Rubino to get into a better position, but Sixer is trying to do the same. Rubino making it to jungle, and XMS is, fortunately for him, going into Palace. Otherwise, Rubino would have had the cross. Sixer spotted and out, and there's XMS about to peek from the Palace position, and now Rubino knows where he is. Gets his reload in. XMS can plant safely. If he stays back there, Rubino can stand on the bench and he will see his head. But he chooses to stand and fight XMS, and he will win the duel 10-5 in favor of Envy at half-time.
Really nice performance from EnVyUs. It started off super well for them. Of course, we saw lots of momentum, and then, you know, thankfully for Heroic's sake, they managed to get 5 strung together, and you know, they're able to blow up some of these pushes, these splits from the likes of EnVyUs. And this fight in the end, it was a bit strange because it did seem like Rubino had a good fight, but then he gets flashed, and then XMS times his peak pretty well. But XMS still almost died. But either way, yeah, it was such a strong performance from Kiyoshima and Scream. Again, Scream over 100 ADR, and Kiyoshima 130, and everyone else around 50 for the remainder of EnVyUs. But now we're into the pistol round. Let's see who's able to take it. Sixer starts things off here. Kiyoshima! That is a very nice couple of frags. And just like that, if you blinked, you would have missed it. EnVyUs take the pistol.
Damn.
Did they win both pistols in Inferno too?
That is the problem. They won both second half pistols at the very least. Heroic are in a really bad spot now. And I won't say they were tilted or anything like that. They were focused on what was to come. But what is to come now? 5-11 down, having lost a pistol round, no bomb plants, and in the fashion in which they lost that pistol, it's demoralizing.
Yeah, and I think, well, we'll come back to what I was going to go to that. Oh my god, look at all the reds on the T players there. Lots of nade damage. Goodbye, Kiyoshima. The CZ gaining some ground here. Can the MP9 do anything? No. So there you go, the power of speed from the CZ. That's one of the great strengths of the CZ. You can take so much ground so quickly, much like the old Tech 9 when it was very broken. That was like one of the things that was so broken about it, is that you can sprint so far before the CTs can react. You have insane positioning, and the 2v4 is very doable here for EnVyUs. The health is so low on Heroic, but Modi with that slight flank, he could really spoil the milk.
The T's may feel like they can fall back now because of Modi's position. That grenade doesn't get a fatal kill. Modi misses the mark there. I'm not sure if City was on the bomb plant now. Scream cannot take care of it though. Haji doesn't have time to plant to defuse the bomb, and Modi cares not. He's coming in with the headshots, and he doesn't even have an AK yet. That is quite the force buy from Heroic. I feel like sometimes the MP9 player round triple gets more kills there, but it was a very awkward peek. Peeks and faces 2 at the same time. Small things that got Heroic further than otherwise. Kishima couldn't fire his gun in the stairs position after throwing the flashbang. Still waiting for the cooldown. And here we are, round number 6 for Heroic. So now, all of a sudden, it does not feel like a canyon between these two teams. because there are advantages to be had from the T side, but Kirishima with a Deagle appears to be a problem.
Yes, yeah, I mean, we've seen EnVyUs have lots of success in these rounds. And might be getting very dangerous here for Heroic if they don't pick the right decisions. Again, when you lose a player in a spot like this, you want to be very decisive. You don't want to give more opportunities for Hadji to get more tags with the scout. You want to just take a bomb site, and that's what Heroic are having the sense to do. They're going for the A play, not a split from middle, but it's just XMS. They're actually just playing a retake here, our EnVyUs. I do wonder if they'll be able to like successfully pull off a retake with no kit and no nades, though.
Yeah, they are rotating, but it might be too late. They Sixer boosted Hadji at B apartments. They weren't sure if people were hiding or what. That's a nice shot from Kirishima. Oh! What is this? 5 versus 2. This is ridiculous. There's no answer from Heroic just yet. He continues to charge another headshot. Are you serious, Kirishima? Modi 1 versus 4 after 4 deagle shots from Kirishima, and now it's his turn to have some versus some headshots. Running out of health, they all lined up for him, but he just didn't have it left. No HP. Kirishima, what a performance. What a performance.
He's having such a sick game. And again, you know, he's, just as Sean said, you know, he's a player that was, you know, slept on, you know, massively since he exited that sort of major winning lineup under the past EnVyUs actually. And one thing that one of the points I was about to make that I cut myself off on was the fact that I feel like Kirishima being in the leadership position here on this team, I think he's great for team morale, just generally speaking. He's a very jovial guy and very easygoing. And you know, we're seeing him lead by example as well. So fantastic deagle shots from him, and my God, his after that one his ADR's moved up to 150.
That is devastating. Absolutely devastating, and maybe a pause is in need here for Heroic. So, oh man, denied us the factoids there for Freiburg. Well, it is going to be a force buy for Heroic. They cannot let this go any further. They had success before. They are better equipped on the force buy now than they were last time. Will it do the job for them? They have 5 smoke grenades, 3 Molotovs, and loads of flashbangs. So there are executes to be had here for the T side, and it seems they'll start with a takeoff mid. There's a first smoke grenade down on the short position. There's a smoke in the window as well. Sixer in no man's land seem to have 2 minds as to what he wanted to do, and there's an early pick for for Heroic, sorry.
And it's a pretty big deal. And we just need to make sure they can't burst out of connector safely, and the smokes will be able to counter that. Kirishima, is he going to go through this? It's very dangerous to do so without any assistance. Would need team flash or a flash from a teammate or something similar. Scream is trying to get some damage through the smoke as the flash will come forwards, but Scream unawares that still someone is in connector, and this is going to look very bad for EnVyUs. Looking really bad. Heroic with a very important round win right after that incredible moments, the incredible deagle moments we saw from Kirishima just previously. Can XMS even save this gun?
He's given the sound cues away, and he is being hunted, but he's staying deep into market, so he has a fair chance. But surely Heroic can stabilize now. Surely we are not going to see an absurd repeat performance of the likes that we just witnessed. Surely not. 5 rounds. That's not that many in this particular situation. The CT side broke. Here we go. Freiburg factoids. Even with glasses, I'm not reading that one. I'm being trolled, I'm sure. All right then, the CT side going for the Forceru. But I think this is a comeback time now for Heroic. This is the time where they stabilize. They get the consecutive rounds. This force buy, if EnVy lose it, will absolutely ruin them. And suddenly 5 rounds is not such a big task for them, for the Heroic side.
Kirishima waiting there, behind the smoke. It's pistols again, he's got a deagle. Oh my God. That's definitely a scary situation here for Heroic. Kirishima making sure no one's boosted up just yet, and he'll have a late check of middle. He's got a decent timing, I think. Someone's spotting from far away. By chair, but doesn't have an angle just yet. Yoshima gets another one, and he does get traded out, but some good info there for EnVyUs as they wait for the push.
3 CTs remain. Rubino spotting XMS in a CT position, but he has a deagle. Taking over from Kiyoshima, perhaps. 2 CTs close, but this just continues. Now they've got the man advantage. Doesn't last very long, though. Scream with the FAMAS, taking off Nico. And friberg, he has to buy time. He has to hold on. There is no defuse kit for these being carried by these EnVy players. They're not sure as to where friberg is. He's not peeking just yet. He's not believing this. And there surely is a second tap for Scream, starting to hold on now. friberg not peeking just yet, but no way is this a 10-second defuse. Scream is holding on. He goes, oh, that's a great spread from him. Very nice spread from friberg. Finally, a consecutive round is won.
Very nice spread indeed.
Prioritizes the person defusing the bomb over the person covering.
Delicious.
Really nice stuff from him.
Spreading that Nutella, maybe, James.
No reaction. He knows that is just one round. He's not going to get too excited. It is about getting 16 rounds, not 8.
And full eco from EnVyUs. Heroic making the climb back. And not really much. There's no deagles even in this round. I feel like that's really been the most dangerous thing from some of those EnVyUs players. A taser. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I wonder if we'll see anybody get caught by that. It's rare that you see people even buy them these days. I'm so curious if you're going to kill that.
On rounds such as this, where you know your opponent is unlikely to have Kevlar, it's nice to drop a HE grenade down there. It's something that Ninjas in Pyjamas did for a time, because normally, obviously, you see somebody drop a flashbang as they move down there, but NIP would sometimes throw 1, sometimes 2 HE grenades in that position. And if you're there with no Kevlar, like a CZ or P250, that's going to do big damage, big damage. You can do 101 damage to somebody who does not have Kevlar if the grenade hits them and then explodes. So it is possible to kill someone who is in that position, although I think about 60 damage would be, you'd be happy with that as well.
Pap, 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 pap. Here comes a push into the side. There's a few pistols laying around here. No deagles, no CZs though really to worry about, so... But the taser. Straight through the window. Couldn't close the distance enough. He's maybe like a half a second away. He's got to pull the trigger and get the kill.
What is that? What's that running game where you have a button for each limb and it's really hard to even stand up?
Quap.
Quap. That was a quap. A quap death.
XMS really wants an AK. I think, did he? Oh, he knows. He knows. Hello. Oh. Oh, he doesn't realize. Doesn't realize in time. There's a potential for a kill. 9 rounds now for Heroic. 3 away, of course. Quick maths. And we've got EnVyUs now with a rifle buy and 6 is back on the AWP. And they've got a lot of things that they can experiment with.
Maybe next time. There we go. He played Dota. Thanks, guys. I was expecting some kind of banana reference, but I'm glad that is over now.
See, I played Dota. Have you played Dota, James?
I've never played an MMO, and I never will.
An MMO.
Whatever it's called. 12-9 in favor of EnVy. Kishima doing some damage, but that will not be enough. Scream is here to try and clean up the mess, but Nico has to be careful. 3 HP, he might want to move away. He is the only person near the bomb. Not the biggest of deals for the time being, but Scream is coming for it, but he can't fire up, he can't land the bullet, unlike him. I don't know if you would have seen the bomb. It's hard to tell on radar where exactly it is, especially with those boxes there instead of the ladder. There are some different blind spots now in that region, but enough about that for now. Second of 3 CT players remaining, moving into the B bomb site, which seems to be the focus of Heroic. S-Tag is in connector, and Sixer is on A ramp for the time being, wondering what is going on.
This might work out for EnVyUs because they're playing A retake at the moment, and the rotation from the man in CT, Sixer, is not enormous. The only issue he may have is getting caught as he rotates through the vents. Or by the vent, that is. 30 seconds, all okay. They're just offering up a fake. Interesting stuff. Oh, this is really interesting. S-Tag going through now, looking to perhaps catch the rotation. Oh, the backstab is strong. No one was covering for that. And there you go.
You got played, bro.
Yeah. It is very gambly to just kind of sit there. But there's not much you can do sometimes. And the orb cannot be saved. They will save the M4s though. And with the loss bonus that they've accrued, maybe we'll be looking at a buy. They're going to have $2,900 in the next rounds. So it will be possible for Hadji and XMS to drop FAMAS, like 2 FAMASs or something like that. Maybe UMPs, like it depends on what they prefer. And then they can actually go for a buy, but it's not going to be great, to be honest. No AWP. The utility might be a bit hard to come by. So this is getting really awkward for EnVyUs, to be honest.
How many CT rounds have they won? Well, they won a pistol, they won a 4 spies, so they haven't really won a buy round. I think it's fair to say. Yet to see them win a buy round. They are. Well, they should be on eco again. They saved 2 rifles, but if they bought around them, I think it would just ruin their money, and they need a full investment round to see what they can do. They need to change their fortunes. So again, that deficit all of a sudden is not so anymore.
Nice.
That's a great one from S-Tag. He lines up away from the corner of his peak, so as soon as his brain registers that the player is there, the player will be in his crosshair when he clicks, and there we go. Marvelous stuff for Heroic to kick things off. 2 rifles still lurk though for the CT side, one of which is on the balcony of B at the moment, although XMS appears to be repositioning. Six has got a forward position in the shadow area of A. Hadji around shorts. Or is he in the window? Oh, there is a mid-take from Heroic. They've got the numbers, and it looks like they will split the B-bomb sides.
Okay, this is going to be tough for EnVyUs to hold on to anything here. Utility being used well, and position gained quickly by Heroic. Actually, with some spray, and I actually like the idea to go for the spray there. He may very well have caught somebody, but obviously punished immediately. Well handled by Heroic, and they're looking to go pretty clean rounds here. Definitely a large argument for EnVyUs to maybe try to play an aggressive setup with the 2 pistols and then just save the M4. They could steal an AK or something, that would be marvelous, but unlikely. Heroic will be going to 11, so 1 away from tying up the series, the map. Sorry, not the series.
I like the bomb plant. I think that's one of the stronger bomb plants on the B bomb site where they planted the bomb, because you can see the bomb from the apartments. However, if there is a CT on the site, I do believe they can defuse the bomb without being seen. But it gives you, from balcony that is, but it gives you additional options. If you're on the balcony, you can throw a Molotov onto the site. Having high ground advantage post plant is always great. So if you can plant in that position and you have control of the short area, it is worth a squirt. 1 round away now are Heroic versus EnVy. S-Tag with an AWP, 4 AKs for the T side. Sixer is buying a sniper rifle of his own. I want to say that... Actually, I'm not going to say it's the first time I've seen it, I'm not even sure. But we'll see if it can be effective for EnVy, if it can change their fortunes, because the cookies seem to have gone bad.
Yeah, it's not looking good so far. Again, at the moment, it's just really Kyoshima and Scream doing the big damage. So we need to see at least like one other player from EnVyUs sort of starting to have like a bit of a game.
Can I quickly say, Dan? You see that there was a CT boost for Sixer to take that angle. That is the fastest way to take that peak. If he jumps, you saw Modi was running and bouncing through the apps. If he tries to jump on the boxes, Modi's going to shoot him in the face before he's got his landing accuracy sorted out.
Sixer now is preparing himself for the push. Ooh, he actually tagged Modi there. Oh, he pulls out he's not sure what he's doing. I don't think at this point, like, what is actually happening there? Putting out a grenade, pulling out the gun, not even scoping back up again. Really awkward there for Sixer. And now actually he's trying to do the defense here. He does get some damage, takes down Freiburg. But this is going to be really hard to break into a 4-man post-plant setup on B. Again, though, I'm really curious, like, what happened to Sixer? Like his hand came off his mouse or something, I'm not sure.
I don't think this is winnable with Modi on the high ground. As we mentioned in the previous rounds, I think EnVy need to fall back. They do have kits. If they fall back, they can buy in the next round. If they go for it, they probably get wiped. And then they probably lose the lead. I mean, it's going to be tied, but Heroic will take the lead, let's say. So I'm glad that they do choose to fall back. Ooh, that's really nice from Scream, saving his teammate as well. Not so bad. Kiyoshiima trying to hunt for something, anything. Yeah, but that was an awkward situation. He didn't scope because it was too late to do that, and it would have conceded his position. But it was possible that he could have been on the low ground from his perspective. So if he scopes, I think it confirms that he's on the high ground, and he might get wrecked, which is why it goes for the no-scope. But he's close enough that a fair amount of the time he will hit the no-scope. But the whole sequence was awkward.
It was weird, though, because he pulls out the grenade and then pulls out the rifle, then just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that part
seems like something's going on.
That part was indecision. One can imagine. S-Tag not seeing XMS through the flames. That is a sniper's nightmare. It wasn't even scoped in, though, but it is an element of randomness when you've got two people looking through some flames. I know there was a bug being abused by people before. I think it was fixed. Now, if you're wondering, if you don't know what the purpose of that smoke grenade is, that CTs throw through connector that bounces off the wall, it stops the Ts from taking connector and allows the CTs to see over the smoke, which is often OP, and the CTs can see through the smoke, and it's very disadvantageous for the Ts to engage around that smoke. They've got to respect it. So it has a number of advantages for the CT side.
This might be a bit better for EnVyUs because their setup on A is fairly good. Kiyoshiima playing sandwich, and the split will be coming in momentarily for Heroic. These splits have been working out really consistently for them, though. And you can see once again, they just walk out, get an easy frag, 6 is down, and now Kiyoshiima has to go pretty huge once again. Will he be able to do this? Looking to go for the trade. That's one. Second one won't happen. It's a good AWP kill coming in from the likes of Rubino. And the bomb site's lost once again. So Scream, we were seeing him in a lot of spots here where before he can really get too involved, it's already looking really bad. And now there's nothing really Hatch can do. Oh dear. So yeah. I mean, it seems like EnVyUs just can't, they're not able to do much to contest mid-control. And Heroic are consistently able to just set up these splits into the A site, and they just always seem to get the better of the connector push.
The timing was unfortunate for EnVy in that connector area. There was a flash from Firebox for Sixer to peek, which is why he was facing the wall, and the T's just came out and shot him in the back of the head.
In the head.
So given another half a second, maybe that goes the other way. Such is life. That's a really important kill from Rubino. Not necessarily easy in a high-pressure situation like that, delivering another one towards CT as well. Really good stuff from him. Don't see him on the AWP very often. And there it is, the lead for Heroic. We have a tactical pause. And the money is there for the most part for EnVyUs, and it seems they will buy.
So get the pause from EnVyUs as they take a moment to regroup themselves, because they are starting to lose control of their situation. They have not really won any CT rounds, as James mentioned before. They won a force buy in the pistol. And since then, it's just been just problem after problem. And
7 rounds in a row for Heroic.
Yeah, that's not a good look. 3 rounds is what EnVyUs need to secure in overtime. And even getting 1 round at this point seems very unlikely. And they're going to double up on the Orbs. Kiyoshiima offering up an AWP. And this may be a good change, I think. And, you know, one thing that would be nice to see is more mid-control from EnVyUs, more aggression, just being more proactive, because Heroic are just allowed to set up stuff too easily. And Sixer might get abused here as someone's crept past him.
I think he was slightly slow on the peak there. He is blind. Perfect for Modi. Charging into the B bomb site, and there will be an exchange of tags, but mostly goes in favor of Scream. Modi down to 1 HP now, but he's still alive. That means he's a problem. One player should stay in apartments for Heroic. And it seems it is safe territory already for EnVy. So I think Sixer went around his teammate on that peak, maybe because of the slope. He might not have been able to jump. But that half a second gave the T player time to go beyond the angle, and then it just all fell apart from there, really.
EnVyUs need to be, I mean, this round not so much, but like in general, I really want to see more proactive CT play from them. like shut down some areas of the map, get some information, you know, force some spots where Heroic will have to adjust how they handle the round. Don't allow them to play in comfort where they just get to, you know, run a drill.
They did try to do that towards the B-bomb sites at least. Some boosts, the ones I have seen more of in the past are in the first corner that you see, but they're going to the opposite corner, so I don't know. Well, we saw that a T got way beyond the angle before they peaked, so it seems that there can be some problems. And a lot of people fancy that fast play through B-apps. You see snipers like JDM and Alu quite fancy doing that, and riflers as well aren't shy to do it. You saw Modi doing it earlier on, and they did it again that round, and now it gives them a very strong position, 14-12. But EnVy did take the conservative route, and that allows them to have a bye here in round 27.
Kiyoshima might finally get an opportunity to work this AWP as he opens things up with a defensive kill as Tag tries to push through that smoke. It's a good start there for EnVyUs. Maybe a start that they can build something from. We'll see the quick connector take from Freiburg. Again, connector has very much been the friends of Heroic so far.
Yeah, what can they do about this connector control? Not particularly in a position to try and retake it. Freiburg charging out of connector now, trying to catch Victor off guard, smoking off the jungle position. Now he's got a three-pronged assault of the A site, and XMS is stuck in the middle of it. Kiyoshima, what does he do? Does he try to pick a player off towards the ramp position? Freiburg spotting XMS, stereo frags both sides. And now Scream looking to emerge through jungle while Modi cuts off a player. I don't know where that flashback came from. And again, it's 1-4-1, favoring EnVy. Haji's looking towards the B bomb site. They haven't seen a bomb just yet. Nico creeping out. I don't know if it would have come up on the radar. Indeed it has. Haji rotating immediately, but Scream's been dropped. Kiyoshima on his own, getting his bell rung multiple times through the box. And now Haji, he can't get to A fast enough. But Heroic are not playing too fast. I don't know where he is. Could be on the flank, could be coming from connector, could be coming from jungle. And their patience will pay off. Game point for Heroic.
That spray from Nico, he has to have rehearsed that. That hit Kiyoshima in the head like 3 times or something. I think Kiyoshima was staying in position because he's like, well, I'm taking damage, but you know, it will end at some point. But it just like the spray just did not come in until he died.
Yeah, well, once you hit the first one, ding dong, you know there's a guy there.
But Nico was really far away, I think. Like, wasn't he at around A pit? Either way.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So that's, I mean, well.
Well. We've seen fun things from JW, spraying that position when he dropped a grenade in front of himself to create mist. And then sprayed through that and killed somebody. Yeah,
good old JW. So Heroic with a very nice comeback so far. Impressive way back into the T side. EnVyUs just, they can't find the performances they need so far on this CT side, and it could all be over here. They do have some rifles at the very least to try to contend this round with, but you can see Heroic are really confident to just work pretty much whatever they want on the map. Just staying passive towards the middle position, perhaps expecting an aggression, although the only aggression really is Kiyoshima here going through the underpass, and he is being waited for by Nico. Oh my god, the timing. Oh, I thought Kiyoshima was going to continue going. That could have been devastating.
He's picked his timing well. 56 seconds on the clock before he peaks that area. You've got to be really patient as a CT, and the reward can be outstanding. But they're about to draw their guns once again. Can he get both? No, just the one. And he does not see the bomb. So what information do EnVy have here? XMS and 6 are not rotating. They haven't seen a bomb. It could still be A. It could be a fake. They only saw 2 players, and they are not mistaken. But now 6 is alone. Missing the first shot on the player in shadow. Missing the second shot as well. He can't miss these shots. They don't have the personnel. Finally, Freiburg getting taken out, but he's about to get barbecued. There he goes. Another rotisserie chicken. We've got Nico on the flank, top mid. Scream just moving into connector. Not sure if he was spotted, but Nico's in a strong position. Just needs to walk. I don't think Nico saw Scream. Looks like he's still waiting for people to rotate, so Scream has an opportunity, but S-Tag and Rubino have fallen all the way out of the sight.
Yeah, in his dying breath, 6 was able to get an AWP shot onto Rubino through the box, so he being as weak as he is, maybe there's a chance. There is an incendiary. There's utility here for the CTs to work with. It is going to be very important to use it. It's going to be tossed now by Haji. Comes the spray from Nico, long distance. He's going to make it work there from the catwalk. That makes things really hard for Scream. He doesn't seem to realize that Nico's in middle. Now he does. He had the call, and he would be taken out by the bomb blast. And that's it. Heroic managed to make a great comeback. It was a A pretty awful start, to be honest. It looked really favorable for EnVyUs, but they were unable to win a single buy round. EnVyUs did not win a single buy round on their CT side of Mirage. That is a problem.
10 rounds in a row, 11 from the last 12 for Heroic. Scream knew it was too late to defuse the bomb there, so time to go for the stats, I suppose. But that's a great comeback for Heroic. They were confident. Didn't have the best of starts, but 10 rounds in a row. And that is fantastic momentum, a great resurgence moving into the last map of this series, which is going to be Train. So I think there are a lot of advantages to be had there now for Heroic.
Indeed. So it's time to hear the thoughts of the gentleman on the desk.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Dan. Yes, thoughts of two men on the panel who no doubt have a lot to say about game number 2. It wasn't quite what we thought it was going to be, but in the end the result was exactly what we thought it would be, and we're tied up between the two teams, Envy and Heroic, at 1 game all. Duncan, we said it would be 1-1, but that was a much tougher game for Heroic, save for the last 10 rounds that they won in a row.
Yes, but the issue here is when you look at the game in totality, actually Heroic should have won this game much, much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of the CT rounds that EnVyUs did get were obviously absolutely inexplicable deagle rounds that you wouldn't expect them to even pull off. And that's after a fabulous T-half where you think, right, you've got a chance to win the game. But that shows when you don't play a map, basically. They didn't really have any cohesion on CT side. Sixer apparently still thinks he can use an AWP. Don't know why that is, you know. Eventually, Kiyoshima's took it off him and said, give that A. This is how you use it. I mean, this is what he should have been doing, but he wasn't, sadly. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, Kiyoshima, what a fabulous game. Bearing in mind, the guy's the in-game leader as well. So he's called a game in which you've got, what, 9, 10 rounds on the T side. Then he's dropping 30 plus. Even when he loses the game, he finishes with 120-something ADR. There's only one man could stop him, and that was the aforementioned Sixer. Because unfortunately, it's not just that Sixer wasn't getting kills, but he plays with the most expensive gun, and he plays the B apartments, and he was playing it like contact style. You know, he wasn't playing super far back. And so when he whiffs all those shots, unfortunately, there's an easy entrance into the B site. And where does Kiyoshima play? In the A site. So this is one of those easy times where you can kind of avoid the guy who's got the hot hand, unfortunately.
Yeah, I sadly actually have to kind of agree with Warren. This had all the makings for the upset in the early part, right? Scream
awesome. Got
the insane pistol round. Right after that, we see Kiyoshima get the double spray down through the smoke on Cat. They're at 5-0. End up winning an eco round, and they have one good strat that resets them after that eco round. They have the perfect first half for an upset. Second half starts, they win the pistol, and you're like, oh, okay, they're going to do this. They get ecoed. Then you see them eco them back with this Kiyoshima round. The following round, Sixer jumps out into middle all by himself, kind of falls. And that's where things just fell apart, right? I think also, there's also actually the 1v2 by Freiburg that we just saw. So that round, actually, when that happened, I looked over to Duncan, I was like, they're going to lose this map. And that was, you know,
he did actually say that.
It was 12-8.
Yes.
And it's because I felt like EnVyUs needed to win the economy battle, and that was the round that took it away from them, right? All the wind got taken out of their sails, however that saying goes. And yeah, they just fell apart. They had nothing at that point.
That's all right. I got Cow's ass and Banjo round the wrong way earlier when I was talking to Duncan about it. I mean, it is how both of you said it would turn out. We both said it. You both said it would be very much Heroic would look much better this map. They did. Envy would look much worse this map. They did. But despite two outstanding performances, Kiyoshima 31 for 22, 120 ADR, and 25 and 15 off an 84 ADR for Scream. That's like two of them going plus 25 in a game, and they still can't win more than 12 rounds.
Oh, the problem here is, like, first of all, obviously the distribution when you get down to the bottom end of the equation was really bad for EnVyUs. But this is also why it's the difference between sometimes you might win a game like this. That doesn't mean you were good on the map, though, because on the T side, you can choose the pace you go at. You can choose how you take attacks. You can take the fights that you want to take. CT side, you were at the whim of the other team. I mean, you saw when they were starting to get desperate and they were losing all those rounds on the CT side, EnVyUs, they just started doing ridiculous pushes. Like one man just push all the way up the top of mid and get insta-fragged at the beginning of the round, and then executes that are just slow mid pushes. Now you can just isolate and get that A site anytime you want.
Yeah, they did the infamously terrible thing that you don't want to do if you're good on a map. They gave up the first kill, and then they just got out mid-gamed entirely throughout the entire, like their second half. And you just can't have that when you're the underdog. Like you have to either play 5v5 or in the 5v4 every round. They just couldn't.
Some of those incredible stats are on screen, as Duncan pointed out, a much more widely distributed spread is on Heroic, whereas on Envy you can see it's very lopsided right now with Scream and Kyo dominating. MVP, Sean? Do you want to pick someone out?
Honestly, I think Kiyoshima would have to be the MVP, even though they lost. He put up like a phenomenal performance. He was by far the best player in the server, and I think if his team actually had some teamwork at all on their CD side, they walk away with a win.
Yeah, I mean, I think we looked at round, I want to say 19 or 20. And he already had 27 kills on the board. Like, that's insane.
Which is also, sadly, like, you might think, oh, did he just play poorly beyond that? No, they just never went to his site, and they would take care of the guys at B, and then when they would come to his site, there was 3 people coming on onto one spot. Obviously, he was playing over near the ticket booth. That's the nightmare spot if they already have connector control. You can't do a whole lot there. I mean, there was one round he just got shot through a box by Nico without even being peeked. So that's what happens when the other team comes. I obviously would have gone with a different MVP. But this is where I want to really test whether or not this graphics guy can do it, because my MVP would obviously be Sixer from EnVyUs, because he's the only man who could contain and neutralize Kiyoshima.
By the power of TV invested in Thorin.
He was the MVP for Heroic. You know, it turns out they had a sleeper agent the whole time.
He's going to gut you with that knife.
Yeah, he'd miss. He'd go for the left click with that and miss, wouldn't he? So I'd diffuse in the smoke and he'd be in there doing that, wouldn't he?
Sound effect game on point.
It was, yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I like that.
You both can do it.
It's a British thing. You'll learn. We'll teach you.
That's why they haven't to get rid of all the knives now.
Game 3 then. All down to the last game. Do you favour one or the other?
This is also the reason why I hoped EnVyUs would just complete the upset is I have no idea what to expect from this train game. I mean, for a start off, every game I've seen where EnVyUs has actually been good has required, like, big numbers from Scream. Yeah. Obviously, this game here, to even have a chance, basically took, like, a monster performance from Kiyoshima. So, on average, if I think of the game I've seen so far, I'd probably have to slightly hedge it towards the Heroic guys. They actually look like a more cohesive team. They didn't look like they collapsed in the same way, whereas EnVyUs, they've certainly had some fabulous T-sides, but they're going so much when they get to the CT side of pure individual play, and I never like to bank on that, you know.
Yeah, I kind of actually agree with Duncan. So EnVyUs hasn't shown me anything tactically that says they're going to win this map, but their players, mainly Kiyoshima and Scream, are performing well, which does bode a little bit well in Train because you have a lot of open area fights. But Heroic as a team, they have so much more structure and organization. I would side towards them, but yeah, the hot hands are on EnVyUs right now, so it actually could go either way. All right.
Well, an indecisive panel. What do you know? Not difficult when you've got two teams in a little bit disarray, changing players left, right, and centre with standards and all sorts of other things going on as well. Not a surprise then that neither of them have any idea how the third game's going to go, which is coming up after the break.
大家好，欢迎来到 CAC 采访。那我们这边也是很有幸邀请到 Scream 来做这个采访环节。So I guess the first thing that we would like to talk to you about is your team's form right now. The past couple of matches that you guys played, things didn't look that good. So what's it like inside the team right now, and how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we had a really bad period, I would say, since we created this team for like 3 or 4 months. I had like really high expectations with this team because we have, I think, better players than we had before. But it didn't really work out, and the team form, you know, the team confidence is not that good. But yeah, every time we go to an event, we try our best. So we are not like down or something like that.
So is the team really motivated right now?
Yeah, it is, and especially when we. Right now we don't play with the roster we had, like with the 2018 roster. We play with another different roster because 2 of our players didn't come here, and we replaced them with 2 like older players, you know, that we had before in 2017. So it's a totally different team now when we are really motivated to show that we can do something here.
So what are your goals and expectations for this tournament?
Well, I think for everyone the first goal is to go through the group stage. But for me, I think I want to go to the semi-finals at least, and because I think we can do it, and I really want to do it. Yeah.
And like now that you're in Shanghai, I know you didn't really have a lot of time, but like, how are you feeling? Like, what do you think of this place so far?
I didn't go out. We didn't go out yet because we came yesterday evening. But I'm looking forward, man. It looks really good. I heard a lot of good things, and the weather is amazing. So I really can't wait to have a day off. And 大家好，马苏跑得good。你好，太当什么？
Thank you for taking the time for this interview, and best of luck in the tournament.
Thanks to you, man.
Thank you.